Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you today? That's great. So, before we start our meeting today, let's pray together. Pray begin. Finish. So, our topic today is an angle of elevation. But before we dive into our topic today, I want everyone to look this image on the screen. Okay, so can you imagine you are walking in the outside, such like this, and suddenly you hear a bird creeping. What will you do? Yes, of course, you will look up to see a beautiful bird flying in the sky, such like this. Yes. Okay, this is called a horizontal line, and this call is a line of sight. Okay, when you see above of you, this is called a line of sight. So, this is the space between the line of sight and the horizontal line. It's called a, yes, of course, it's called an angle of elevation. So, what is an angle of elevation? An angle of elevation is formed when an observer looks upwards to view an object positioned above eye level. When you such like you see a bird or airplane or something like that. Okay, this is called a angle of elevation. This is a horizontal line, such we say before, this is a line of sight. Okay, this angle is measured from the horizontal toward a higher object. Okay, so before we solve any problem about the angle of elevation, we should know the trigonometric ratio. Okay, so, if there is a right triangle such like this, okay, this is called a adjacent side. This is called a opposite side, and this is called a hypotenuse side. Okay, so you can more easy to solve any problem, especially in angle of elevation, if you can remember this one. Okay, to help us to remember, you can use the first is SOH. What is SOH? Okay, SOH is for sin theta. We will find the sin theta by divided the opposite side over the hypotenuse side. And CAH, we can find the cos theta by the divided the adjacent side over the hypotenuse side. And last, if you want to find the tan theta, TOA, you can find the tan theta using divided by the opposite side over the adjacent side. Such like this. It's more easy if you can remember this one. Any question? Okay, no? Okay, so we will continue. Okay, this is a special angle value. I think the student more easy to use this table. Okay, if we say I will give an example. If I want to find the sin 30 degrees, the value is 1 over 2. And yes, such like this. Okay, we will continue. Okay, so we will continue to practice. Okay, there is a question. There is one question that we will answer. I will read the question first. An observer stands on the flat ground and observes the top of a tower. The angle of the elevation from the observer to the top of the tower is a 30 degree. If the horizontal distance from the observer to the base on the tower is 10 meters, then the height of the tower is, so we will find the height of the tower. I will draw the picture first. An observer stands on the flat ground and observes the top of tower. Okay, this is a observer, and this is the tower. Okay, this is the tower, and this is the top of tower. The observer observe the top of the tower like this, and then the angle of the elevation from the observer to the top of the tower is 30 degrees. So the angle of elevation is a 30 degree. Here, 30 degree. Okay, next, if the horizontal distance from the observer to the base on the tower is 10 meters, okay, this is a observer here, and this is the tower. The distance from the observer to the base on the tower is 10 meters. So here, 10 meters. Okay, next question. Then the height of the tower. Okay, this is the height of the tower. I will use the x. Okay, so we will find the x. Okay, so the x is called a opposite side. Okay, good. Opposite side. And then the 10 meters, it's called adjacent side. Good. It's called a adjacent side. Okay, so the trigonometric ratio, what will you use? Sin, cos, or tan? By the if we know the opposite side, this is the question, and we know the adjacent side. Anyone now? Ah, that's great. Tan. Okay. Okay. Good. Tan theta. Tan theta equals the opposite over the adjacent side. So, in this problem, the opposite side is a x. Okay, the tan theta will change the tan 30 degrees, and the opposite we will replace by x, and the adjacent we will replace by the, okay, 10 meters. I will use 10. Okay, any question? Okay, good. So, anyone know the value of the tan 30 degrees? Ah, that's great. The tan 30 degrees is 1 over root of 3. Okay, good. Equals x over 10. Okay. What the next step? Yes. We will multiply both of the side by 10. We will multiply both of the we will multiply by the both of the side by the 10. So we will find 10 over root of 3 equals x. So we find the x, or the opposite side, or the height of the tower is 10 over root of 3. But when we look at this option, we don't have the answer. So what will we do after that? Yeah, that's great. We will rationalize the denominator to get the answer. How to rationalize the denominator? Anyone know? Okay, I will write here. X equals 5 over root of 3. We will find the rationalized denominator by multiplying the root of 3 over the root of 3. Okay, when we multiply the 10 times the root of 3, we find the 10 root of 3 over, when we multiply by the root of 3 times the root of 3, we get 3. So the answer is A, B, C, D, or E. That's great. We find the answer is C. Therefore, the height of the tower is 10 root 3 over 3 meters. And the correct answer is 3C. Okay. Any question? Okay, so I think that's all for our meeting today. Thank you very much for your attention. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.